Hello everyone, going to be looking at Litecoin first with the big bull break today. Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Bitcoin Cash. NEO had a bull break over that $42 level and is now consolidating. Need to form a higher low on that consolidation looking at the 4-hour time frame, but going to stick to these 4 names for now so I can not have to make a 3-hour video. Funny story, yesterday after I said that I fired my video editor and put him out on the street, which I'm kidding obviously, I do not have a video editor, I woke up this morning to an angry message from someone who said they no longer were a fan of mine and they unsubscribed, and they ended up calling me some names because I fired someone for one mistake. So I need to be a little bit more careful about my sarcasm. No, I did not fire anybody. It was a joke. So Litecoin, huge bull break on the back of Charlie Lee and his tweet storm. Bunch of tweets coming out, triggering the bulls really on fire. This one really doing it, this image. And I think it's the market trying to price in, well, maybe Litecoin, if we get to a quarter of the value of Bitcoin, we have a long way to go up. And that might be what this image was invoking in terms of sentiment. But really, it's just a lot of hype. And one thing that you'll notice with Litecoin, if it were stock, I would say it is thinly traded. And what that means is it doesn't take a lot of money to move it a lot. So you can see a big ask or a big bid on Litecoin at, $100,000. A big ask and a big bid on Bitcoin is going to be $500,000 or more. So if you come in here with a couple $100,000, you can move the price of Litecoin, and all of that volume coming in at once and shorts having to cover, a bit of a short squeeze perhaps, but all of that magnified to a huge move and one of the strongest 1-hour moves that I can recall seeing anytime recently. So here's the daily time frame with the bull MACD cross getting full-on follow-through, higher lows and higher highs, and we're now just looking at a couple resistances before the all-time high. 55 on the dot, and then really that's it. So 55 and then 57.75. If we break $55, a new all-time high is pretty much a guarantee in my opinion, so keep an eye on that level. That is a new hurdle where we can absolutely anticipate, more likely than not, if we break 55, we will see a new all-time high. So we are currently consolidating right now. And let's zoom in on the 15-minute time frame where this pattern got really tight and we saw the clear break. So we had a really tight pattern in the afternoon, just slow and steady to the upside, higher lows and higher highs. Here's where perhaps a little loading before the storm, where maybe Charlie's telling his friends, hey, I'm going to put out a bunch of tweets, load up. So we saw some bullish action. And of course, there's no inside information in cryptocurrencies, which on a little tangent, if I were a big retailer, any of the top 10 retailers, buy up $10 million, $50 million, $100 million of Bitcoin, then announce you're accepting it and sell. That's perfectly legal, and you can make a ton of money doing that. Anyways, here's the breakout. So it was a huge breakout over resistance. $48 was the level for us as a trigger, and that is coming from the hourly time frame, where we can see here on the previous bull breaks, we had a move up to $47.99 and then up to 40. Actually, that was the start of the break. We did get up to $48.87. So that was the level to be looking at, $48.87, and once that broke, that's when the bulls really took off. So $48.87, and then our double top at $50 were the 2 resistances to watch. So as soon as we broke $48.87, we know that we're heading towards that $50 level, but look at just the steady ramp up of volume. Just huge volume starts coming in. 15 minutes, we see 94,000 Litecoin traded. So we rocketed through all of our resistances, and we double topped on the $55 level. Looking on the 5-minute time frame, we hit 55, we consolidated, we hit 55, and then we pulled back. So that was a double top, and that is the new resistance level to be watching. I missed this move, and I was live broadcasting the end of the stock market, the end of the day closing, so I was focused on stocks, and this was going on without me. And rather than jump in and try and chase here, this is a scenario where a ton of people are going to be feeling FOMO. People sold too early, in their opinion. And again, it's another situation where you should not be feeling FOMO because it was a big bull break. If you made profit, congrats. We had key resistance at $48 and $50, but as soon as we got over $50, we had RSI levels higher than we have seen in many, many months, and if not ever. So the 5-minute RSI was up in the 90s. The 15-minute RSI was up in the 90s, in the upper 90s. The hourly RSI was up at 90. It was the highest hourly RSI that we've seen since about May. So 3-month RSI highs. The 4-hour RSI was up at 80. So yeah, we can't only go on RSI, and the news negated that RSI as an indicator of overbought conditions. But if you were to enter on this bull move and you're entering over $50 when the RSI levels are already that high, 9 times out of 10, you're going to be buying the top of the move. And if you look back at the move on Litecoin, the previous breakouts, they all last pretty brief in terms of the amount of short, quick action and then consolidation for a longer period of time. So you see here a little 2-hour bull move and then 8 hours of consolidation. 3-hour bull move, 12 hours of consolidation. 1-hour bull move, many hours of consolidation. So this is an anomaly, is my point. And to sit there and say, oh, I should have done this, I should have known to do this, when this is not a normal condition, how do we know how strong the market is going to react to an image here with, whatever it is? No one can anticipate that we're going to see millions of dollars pour in on these tweets. So it's very hard to judge the top when we don't have the indicators to be going off of, because it's really a news rush and everybody jumping in. So those of you that made profit, congratulations, be happy with it. If you sold at 50 in the low 50s and didn't ride it up to $53 to $55, don't beat yourself up, because I would have sold long before that as well. So I missed this move, but I did start to get in on the action during consolidation. And I was actually in the Bitcoin oversold bounce at the same time, and I quickly I exited break even in Bitcoin when I realized that I'd have some opportunity in Litecoin, because the volatility and the volume was here, and we see quick moves. You see this 1 5-minute candlestick where we have a range of 52.11 to 54.57, and if you're playing with 1,000 or 2,000 Litecoins, you can make a few $1,000s in a few minutes. So we had the double top. The first trade that I made was on this candlestick because the bulls were building support at $52. So I was confident that $52 could hold. I made a quick flip. Again, I was just looking for short-term gains. I made about a little over $1 on my first flip. The second flip I made, I did buy this dip down here, this low, and I made that entry not based off of any technical analysis levels. This was based off of watching the order book. I saw the selling pressure dry up. I saw a ton of support, about 8,000 Litecoin sitting at $51. So I started to scale into my position. I got filled up in the 51.40s, and then I sold here on the way up in the 52.30. So that was just a 90-cent move. But in the end, ended up with about $2 worth of profit, certainly nowhere near what I would have been if I were paying attention and on top of that move, but it was enough that, that makes my trading day. So if I were sitting here saying, oh, I should have, could have, would have done this, I wouldn't have been able to, make these trades. Instead, I said, darn, that would have been sweet. Let's see how I can capitalize on this volatility and just lock in those trades, lock in that profit day after day. That's all we can hope to do, and it will continue adding up, especially if we're reinvesting profits, which I'm currently doing, just continually playing with more and more of a stack and compounding that profit. So where we stand right now on Litecoin, we have, this video is running long, sorry about that. Litecoin, we've got the hourly time frame is still consolidating. We've got our high, the low of the pullback down at 51.12. Our lower high is now 53.32, and now we're forming a higher low. So I would look at this on the 15-minute time frame for this equilibrium pattern. High, low, lower, high, higher, low. I'll be watching for a break on the 15-minute time frame, but I'm very cautious because the hourly time frame, this is a very unsustainable MACD move. We do need further consolidation. The 4-hour time frame has a very unsustainable MACD as well, so we need to consolidate a bit further, in my opinion. And if we do get a bull break on this 15-minute time frame, I will likely play it, but I'm going to be, again, quick with my profit. You give me 50 cents to $1 and I'll be happy. That certainly is a worthwhile trade. So I do believe that the momentum and the hype has died down a little bit on Litecoin. So we would have to see some significant volume come back in to make a move towards $55 sometime in the next 24 hours. If we do break 51.12, we're not going to see $55 anytime in the near-term future, in my opinion. So Bitcoin, SegWit's approaching. Bulls bought the dip in a huge way and saw a 2-day run-up and follow-through. We're now consolidating on the hourly time frame from the top of that move. We had a double top here as well, signaling the top. So that's something you'll notice. Very often, we see double tops and then consolidation. We saw it on Litecoin at $55. Here on Bitcoin, it was 42, 47.88, 42.44. Let's round. 42.48, 42.44, and then a pullback. So we had our high, higher low, lower high, lower low, and that shifted momentum. But the bulls are buying back in right now, and it's certainly not a dump or anything like that. And we have got support. New support is down at 40.80 for the bulls to hold, and resistance from where we stand, really not much up until 4,200 psychological, and then the recent high at 42.48. So bulls with some momentum. We'll see if there's any SegWit hype. I do believe that most of the news that we know about is already priced into these actions, so I don't think we're all of a sudden going to see a breakout. But where Bitcoin currently stands, we are about 6-7% away from an all-time high, always within striking distance whenever we're less than 10% away. as we know these bulls can run on some slight news and perhaps some short covering like we just saw on Litecoin. So the bulls overall in control, the 4-hour time frame consolidating and forming a higher low. Bulls trying to show back up, and we may just see some continuation. Have to keep an eye on the volume, and the volume on the hourly time frame right now, nothing really impressive, and we'll see if we just set another lower high up around the $4,200 range. Ethereum on the daily time frame, nice bull move and consolidation, inside bar on the daily time frame, and this candlestick just flipped over an hour and a half ago. So we're watching this inside bar. A break of 324.61 is bullish, and a break of 313.72 is bearish. Taking a back seat right now with Bitcoin SegWit taking attention, Litecoin breakout taking attention, and Ethereum really just not doing a whole lot, not a lot of volume, not a lot of trading opportunity. So I have been staying away from Ethereum at this point. It's going to require bull volume for me to be interested in Ethereum. 4-hour time frame looking to form a higher low, so an equilibrium pattern here. High, low of the pullback, lower high, bulls trying to form a higher low. We'll see if 315 is going to be that higher low, and then if we were to break 324.61, we would break the lower high pattern. So that's what we're looking at on Ethereum. Not too much going on. A couple resistance levels on the hourly to watch, 321.44, and then that 324.61 level. And in terms of support, it's 315 at this point. We'll see if the bulls can hold that level. BCH finally got a bull break, but still very tight. Inside bars, look at these daily time frames. 1, 2, and now 3 inside bars in a row. Break of 712 is bullish. Break of 651 is bearish. 4-hour time frame, nice bull move after getting extremely tight. So we had our high, low of the pullback, lower high, higher low, lower high, extremely tight, and the bulls need to break 712 to see a very clear break and a 4-hour bull MACD cross. The hourly time frame, a bit more detail. We can see the bulls are coming up to these resistances, but still have to see conviction and get through those levels for that bull MACD cross to follow through. So key support in the short term, 651, key resistance, 712, and we just topped out at 704. So that's a key resistance, a little lower high now. Bulls need to recover and see follow through. Otherwise, we're going to stay in this tight range for a bit longer. So BCH bulls do have the upper hand because we're much closer to a bull break than we are to a bear break, but we don't have that bull break just yet. So we can't count our chickens before they hatch. So just to sum it all up here, Litecoin, big breakout in consolidation mode, very cautious because the hourly and 4-hour time frame still need further consolidation, watching the 15-minute equilibrium pattern play out. Bitcoin, SegWit coming, and there's a little up move to the upside, so there is some bullish action picking back up again. Watching to see if we can recover back to our recent highs. Ethereum, not really the star of the show right now, slow and steady, lack of volume, lack of trading opportunity. And BCH, bulls have some momentum, but they still have resistance levels to break. And again, NEO, nice break of 42. 4-hour time frame on NEO needs to form higher lows and higher highs. Let's look at that 4-hour time frame really quickly. So we did break the lower high pattern, just formed a higher low right now at 38.20. And we'll see if that 38.20 level can hold and the bulls can see follow through again. Daily time frame does have a significant upper wick of profit taking, but we did break the lower high pattern, a bit of a descending triangle pattern. So the bulls have slight momentum in NEO. So that's what we've got as we head into tomorrow. I will personally not be doing a whole lot of trading unless I see clear bull momentum in either Bitcoin or Litecoin. Other than that, I will likely take tomorrow as a fresh day. And again, take every day as a fresh day unless you're swing trading, obviously, and you need to be managing positions. But if you are a day trader, don't let that FOMO rule out and say, oh, I could have made this many dollars yesterday if I just did this. Take it one day at a time. If you make money every day, what more could you possibly hope for as we sit here pushing buttons, moving digital numbers through cyberspace? So I hope you have a great night, and I'll see you tomorrow.